So, we back again, the Black Summit. I'm
Welcome
Hendrix.
back to the summit. I'm Brooks.
And we've been going for a little minute. It's a new year. Hope you guys enjoyed your new year. If you had any new year resolutions
I didn't put my headphones on.
or anything, it's all good. They don't you don't need to hear them. They can hear you. But
Yeah.
yeah, man. So we are back again with
We've
Black
been
Summit
we've been gone for too
podcast.
long.
You think? Well, yeah.
Where you been?
I'll tell you where I've
This
been.
man's super busy.
True, but I'll tell you where I've been and why we've been going.
Okay.
The South, as some of you know, have been getting hit with snowstorms, and we were hit as well. So a lot of us here, I don't know if some of you guys out there in podcast land, familiar with the South, and we're in South Carolina. So any form of snow, even if it stands or it melts, they shut the city down. So everything's on lock. So yeah, we were just staying home, hunkering down with loved ones. Were you by yourself?
He
Or were
said,
you
"I'm
with
black.
somebody?
I don't go out in the, in
In
the
the snow.
cold weather."
I don't know. Unless you're a northerner, I don't know too many black people who
Uh,
go out in cold weather.
yeah,
So
no, I'm just kidding.
was you home or what would you do?
Oh yeah, I stayed in. I wasn't
Stayed
doing anything.
Yeah,
I mean, like I didn't go out until like Saturday night, I think.
because you didn't even answer the phone
What do you mean?
because some text messages came your way. Because
Oh,
yeah, someone sent
I
some
said
text.
I said some stuff.
Yeah, he was like, "Dang, dude, didn't even respond to the text."
I was just trying to. I was just
Was you laid up
when
with a
I
little
get
something
a
something?
nah.
You sure? You can tell us, man. He was laid up. I think he was laid
If
up
I
with a
was, I
little
would never
something,
say anything on this podcast.
something.
But
Why not?
but yeah, I
Oh,
mean, like
oh,
I
he
think
won't say nothing. You hear that, ladies? He trying to say your secret is safe.
I was just
He
chilling.
lay up
You know,
with you. You
I
was
was just
chilling.
chilling.
You was you with the family, or you
So
was home by
now I
yourself.
stayed home. I took that time to just sit back and just rest.
You didn't go to your sisters or nothing.
Yeah, I went to her house. Maybe after like the second or third day. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, like when it was snowing and stuff, I
You
just
didn't
stayed
you
home.
didn't go play out in the snow.
Nah.
I know your nephews did.
Yeah, they did.
I'm sure
Yeah.
they probably. But
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
but they came from up north. They should be used to
Oh yeah,
that.
they're used to
But
it.
they don't
They're
don't
used to
see
it.
as much down here
That's why
like
I'm not
that.
like that enamored. I mean, it was interesting to see, but like, I mean, I lived up north for a couple of years too, and we got a ton of snow. So like, I think I'm all snowed out,
Yeah,
low key.
I was
So
Midwest in Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, and I had my share of that snow, man.
yeah,
And I'm just over it. I mean, it's
yeah,
cool at first, but it's like when you wake up and it's white.
yeah,
You wake up the next day and it's white, and because
yeah,
unlike places where it snows frequently, they can function. We can't function here.
yeah. I know. That's
So
why I
that's
was
why
like,
everything
man, for the
shut down.
first like couple days, it was just like you couldn't really go out. Nothing was really open.
Yeah.
Like
Hmm.
so it was kind of
Yeah, it was.
yeah. It was interesting. I mean, I'm not afraid to drive on the snow or the ice. I
I
was just
am.
like, damn, there's nothing really open. I'm glad I like got a bunch of stuff.
There was nothing open, but I
Yeah.
am afraid. You know why?
Why?
Not just only for myself, but I'm afraid for others because people can barely drive here when there's a little bit of rain outside.
Yeah,
Can you
that's
imagine the
true.
snow or the ice? You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? It was like the drizzle today, and just coming here with traffic.
Are you
You
saying
know,
Southerners don't know how to drive?
I'm saying people here
Oh,
they cannot
dang.
drive, and even when I lived in North Carolina, when I was in Fayetteville,
Mm.
Vietnam, all my military brats out there. Man, 'cause you had so many people from different walks of life living in it, and they couldn't drive neither. So
Mhm.
yeah, people out here. Yeah.
How are you with the cold? Do you like the
Cold,
cold?
cold doesn't really bother me, long as
Okay.
I got the proper gear on, and
Yeah.
I can keep my house at about 75 degrees, 75,
Dang,
76
you
in the
keep your
in the
house at
winter.
75?
That's too hot for you?
No, I mean that is pretty hot.
Really? That's
Yeah.
about room. I go between 73 to 76. Depends on how cold it is now,
Yeah, like
Depends
70.
how cold it is, you
I
know.
mean, I gotta get like at least 70, 68, somewhere around there.
68. Wow.
Yeah.
Now, even in the summertime, I'm good at about between 68 to 73 in the summer
Okay.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
'Cause that's like normal room
Yeah.
temp, you know what I'm saying? And then I got leather furniture. And you know
Oh,
how it
okay.
is when you sit on leather furniture, man. Like it holds in the cold or it holds in the heat. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Well, what we talking about today?
So today, drum roll. Give me a drum roll.
I can't even do it.
What's on everybody's minds? First, the Super Bowl
Yeah.
predictions of the past, the conference games,
Yeah.
this, that, and the third. Your things on the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah, we're gonna talk about the
We talk
Super
about Super
Bowl.
Bowl. Then we have the guy that you all love and love to hate, the guy that you voted for, uh, President Donald J. Trump. You can no longer say president elect because he is officially the president now.
Yeah.
About the mass deportation. Heard about some things with ICE.
Yeah,
We're
I
going to
know.
get
We
into
got to talk
that.
about that
And I heard
stuff.
ICE
People are
was
going
here
crazy.
locally. We talk about
So,
that. Then we also going to talk about the classified files with MLK and JFK, damn, MLK and JFK, right?
yeah, RFK as well.
RFK as well, which I
Yeah.
think they should have been. We should have been. I think some people may know,
Hmm.
so hopefully we can nullify all the conspiracy theories on these things here once the file's open. Then also about the Tuskegee Airmen, if some of you guys are familiar with that, that's a part of the DEI inclusion, but it got shut down. So these are the subjects that we're going to be touching on today.
Got to talk about it.
Yeah, so
Got
are
to.
y'all ready? If y'all ready, let's get into it. So, Super Bowl?
First of all, we got to talk about the Kansas City game, Kansas City Buffalo. That was the biggest game.
The biggest game.
And what did you think about
No,
that?
you know what? I want to ask you real quick first.
Okay, go ahead.
You're a football enthusiast
Okay.
as well.
Yeah.
Do you think the game is sort of not rigged, but the refs aren't as fair?
I hear what people are saying. I
Mhm.
hear everybody's talking about it's rigged and all this other stuff. I think last game for sure it felt rigged. But this game, Buffalo had so many chances to win the game.
In the red zone,
And they kept
couldn't.
running the same Josh Allen play. It's like, you are not the Eagles. You can't do the tush push, okay? You're not good at it, okay? So, I mean, like, stop trying to run that same play. They were running that same play over and over and over and over again. And it's like, y'all had so many opportunities to win this game. Do not blame that on the officials, all right? That's on y'all. That's on the play calling. That's on y'all's coach, which I think he should be fired. But, hey, that's me. That's on, like, all of the other things surrounding. Yes, did the officials have a little bit of, how would you call that? Folly going around?
Oh, favoritism?
Favoritism,
I mean,
yes. I mean, most of the favorites are going to get a little bit of favoritism. They're going to get the calls. When you're at home in the playoffs, you're going to get some of those calls. But you have to do something. When you're playing against Kansas City, you have to be on your best behavior. And what I saw yesterday was Buffalo just messing around. I mean, they fumbled. They had they didn't lose the fumble,
Yeah.
but Josh Allen almost threw like 2 picks in the first drive.
On the turnovers.
It's like, come on,
Kansas
guys.
City to do that. So what do
Y'all
you
have
think,
nobody to blame but yourselves.
What do you think about that one call toward? I think it was. I don't know if it was the 2-minute warning came out just yet. It was towards the end where they threw the flag and then they said, "Oh no, there's no flag." What do you think about that call? Some people saying that that's kind of I don't remember what the call was, but
Again, you cannot have it come down to the officials. You got to go out and play. You got to go out and show why you deserve to even be here. I mean, we're talking about Kansas City. It's one of the best dynasties right now. Best head coach. Probably, if they continue to win like this, going to go down as probably the greatest. Best quarterback. Okay. Again, he'll probably go down. Yeah, right now, if he gets this three-peat, man, he's basically Jordan.
That'd be history.
He's Jordan if he gets his three-peat
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he'd never be, of course, Tom Brady. But
we don't even see this in sports, period. I mean, we haven't seen a three-peat since my Lakers. So, so, I mean, like, you don't really see this anymore. So, yeah.
Man, my take, I think, is the refs a little biased, of course. I didn't see them being as biased as much in this game as they were on the previous game that they played. But this one, now I was surprised that I thought Josh Allen would have ran the ball more. You know what I'm saying? Josh Allen, sometimes he can be a bit of a ball hog.
Yeah.
He don't hardly use it. He is the running back, but he didn't run the ball as much. I think they played a decent game. I think what they had problems in the red zone.
they had problems getting first downs. You know, they would get like 3rd and 1, and then it would be like, oh, what are we gonna do? You know, let's give it to Josh Allen. It's like, no, you cannot run that play. You know, a million times. Anyways, go ahead.
So, but what do you think? And I kind of had a feeling it was going to be Philly and Kansas
Yeah,
City,
we got
right?
the rematch.
Yeah, exactly. You got the rematch, right?
Yeah,
What do you think is going to be the outcome? Who do you have? What's your predictions?
Kansas City's gonna win.
Think
I
so?
don't. I don't see Philly. You know, I mean, think about it. Like 3 or 4 weeks ago, we were talking about how their head coach is like doing all kinds of crazy stuff. How AJ Brown is reading a book, and you know all this stuff is going on. Now they made the run that a lot of people expected them to make, but I mean, I think when it gets down to it, I mean, you can't really stop Kansas City. The best, you know, chance for Kansas City to lose was Buffalo, and Buffalo had beaten them earlier in the year.
Hmm.
So I really don't. I'm going for Philly, even though that's sacrilegious as a Cowboys fan. But like the reason why I'm going for them is Jalen Hurts. You know, I want to see him like get a championship. But
Didn't he
like,
get one? Didn't he get one before? Then he got one, right?
no, he doesn't have one. Not a Super Bowl.
No, who? The
He's
Philly
got a
did win a Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts wasn't there. Who
no,
was
no,
who
no,
was
no.
who was the quarterback?
That was Foles.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I don't know, man. My prediction is, Kansas City is a force to be reckoned with, but I do think Philly has. It boils down to the defense, really, because I think Philly can score. They got
mhm.
Saquon Barkley now,
Yeah,
and which
yeah.
I think was one of the dumbest thing the Giants did was
Oh
give up
yeah.
Saquon Barkley. But then at the same time, I'm sure he's happy too,
Hmm.
But they Philly can definitely score. Hurts can get a first down. He can run the ball. He's accurate. He's a good quarterback, and of course Patrick Mahomes as well. I think it comes down to you have to have a defense in order to stop. And everybody defense, even 49ers, our defense happened to come up short, even though they beat us by what, 3 points, I think it was. And did it go in overtime or something
What?
like that? The last Super Bowl?
I can't remember. I can't
I know
remember,
they
but I
barely
know that
beat us by
Jalen
like
Hurts
that.
like played really, really well. I remember that, and it was like, yeah, it was like
No, I'm talking about
close.
no. Our Super Bowl, we played Kansas last year. 49ers played Kansas last year.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
yeah. The defense. I think in order to beat Kansas City, you can't play zone. You got to play man to man. You 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 can't leave men down. You can't have open men because Patrick Mahomes he's going to scramble till he finds an open man.
Hmm.
He don't care if he got to run around for two minutes, and I get it. And I'm not knocking him, but that's what you do. If he going to get it, make him get it himself. You know what I'm saying? I'll make him work for it himself. Try to shut that down. Do not play zone to zone. Don't leave men open in pockets. We can hit a Hollywood Brown or you know what I'm saying, or
Yeah.
hit a Travis Kelsey or somebody like that. You know, play the man to man. I think that's and if Philly does that, I think they really stand a strong chance of actually winning the Super Bowl. Which I'm pulling for Philly too. I really
Yeah.
don't want to see a Travis Kelce. I mean,
Yeah.
that with Taylor Swift. With, I don't want them to pan her every time something happens. I mean, the NFL don't need Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift don't need the NFL either.
Mhm.
NFL was doing fine on their own. I'm over it. I'm over it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm being a little salty because they beat us in the Super Bowl, but some people said some of the refs wasn't calling some things on that as well. So, but yeah, I'm pulling for Philly, but I think those are the keys to victory.
Kansas City is the classic. You either die a hero or you live long enough to become the villain, and they are the villain. And I even see it in myself. I remember the first time that they were going for a championship.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to see Andy Reid win a championship. I wanted to see Patrick
To
Mahomes win a
when they beat
championship.
us in the Super Bowl the
Yeah,
first
like I
time,
wanted to see them win. But
I
like
didn't.
now, I'm like, bro,
You over it?
as crazy as it sounds, I'm a die-hard Cowboys fan. And by the way, you know how you could tell I'm a real Cowboys fan is I'm still sticking with them even though I've never seen us win a championship. Okay, that's how you can tell you're a diehard Cowboys fan. But even as a diehard Cowboys fan, I'm rooting for these Eagles. I
Yeah.
hate the Eagles coach, whatever his name is, Sirianni. Fuck that guy. But I am going
Why you hate that
for
coach?
because he's too loud. He does a lot of crazy shit. I don't really like him like that. So, but anyways, as a Cowboys fan, I'm going
But
for the
you know,
Eagles.
and Andy
That
Reid,
tells you right there.
Andy Reid used to be the Eagles head coach. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know.
He didn't get a championship.
Yeah,
He never got one with the Eagles.
he's a likable guy though.
He is
Andy
a likable guy.
Andy Reid's a likable guy.
He's a good
you know?
coach. He's a good coach.
He's a big guy.
He's
I'm
a
a
big
big guy. You know, look out for the big guys.
Look out for the big
You know?
guys.
So,
Yeah. He's a
and
good
he
coach.
used to coach Donovan McNabb. You know, like
Yeah, Philly. In Philly.
Yeah, and this one, yeah.
Yeah.
T.O.
Mm-hmm,
You know, we ended up getting T.O.
Didn't he have Michael Vick came to Philly, right?
Yeah.
After he got
Was he there?
Yeah, Michael Vick.
Oh, okay. He was
Michael
there.
Vick went to Philly. Then
See,
Michael
that's-
Vick went to the Jets before he left out.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to see him win. He's a good guy, Andy Reid. So, anyways.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
So that's that. But so you heard about we're gonna get into something a little bit more.
Who'd you say you think was gonna win real quick?
I want Philly.
You want Philly to win? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
But anything is possible, man. You're dealing with
All I
Kansas
know
City.
is Drake is gonna win the Super Bowl halftime show. You heard it here first. Drake's gonna be the winner, not Kendrick.
Just because he said
Not
that,
Kendrick.
now I know Kansas is gonna win. Now, damn. No,
Kendrick.
who's gonna win?
Drake's gonna be the winner.
Taylor Swift is gonna win. That's who's gonna win now. Taylor Swift. Is gonna
Yeah,
win.
he had to make sure Kendrick had to make sure Taylor Swift was gonna be there.
Yeah,
to
that's
help him out. He had to get SZA to help him out with the promos and all that.
But dude,
that's the only way he can sell tickets.
That's what you do.
It's okay.
You share the wealth. You know what I'm saying? You just
Jay-Z,
you don't be the only
SZA,
person up there by yourself.
they had to help
halftime.
him.
You share the wealth. You share the wealth. You know what I mean? So if you were an artist and you were doing a halftime show, you would just have you.
No,
You invite nobody
no.
else.
No, I'm just saying.
I know you'd have Drake up there with
Listen,
you, right?
I'm just saying.
You
Yeah,
want Drake
I
up there
would
with
bring
you?
Drake.
Of
I'd bring
course you
Lil
would.
Wayne up there. I'd bring I bring a lot of people up there, a lot of artists.
See?
A lot of artists.
Exactly. See, you wouldn't just be there by yourself.
I definitely had to have Kanye. I'll put
would-
Kanye over
you would-
everybody.
you
I'd
would-
make sure, even though he's going to be problematic trying to get him in there, I make sure he's there.
They might cancel your performance. You do
No,
that.
I know.
You wouldn't bring K-Dot?
No.
Dude's a hater.
People are going to fall asleep.
He's
I'm
a
just
hater.
kidding.
He's a hater.
I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
But anyway, all right. So we're gonna move on to this ML case because we just celebrate MLK's birthday. It was a federal holiday, and that was during the inauguration, right?
Yeah.
So some of you have heard that Trump has just recently signed executive order to declassify the files, right? So I'm gonna read this, and this is from CNN. So it says, final secret files are coming out on the murders that shattered the 60s. What we may learn on JFK, MLK, and RFK.
No, it's not that one, is it?
Yes.
Oh, you're going to read that one? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. The other one is...
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
So, yeah, it's CNN, right? So then, so it says, when President Donald Trump announced an executive order Thursday releasing the remaining government files in 3 of the country's most notorious assassinations, it immediately grabbed public attention and raised intrigue. And everything will be revealed, Trump said, as his Sharpie applied his famously angular signature. The announcement was the fulfillment of Trump campaign promise, giving the public access to all the federal government knows about the murders of President John F. Kennedy in 1963, as well as Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. And Senator Robert F. Kennedy in 1968. But the new information may not satisfy people hoping to fully clear the veil of mystery that has surrounded the killings in one of America's darkest times in history, spinning up decades of conspiracy theories. What's your thoughts on that, my brother?
I think that it definitely needs to come out. I think America deserves to know. And the fact that it's taken this long for us to actually get a hold of these files. If we even get them, I still think they're going to try to hold it. But, I mean, it's crazy to think about.
Mm-hmm.
And it's even crazier to think about what they did. And I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but we already know what they did. Come on now. I mean, and the fact that, the family, the
Mm-hmm.
MLK family already sued
They sued the government and
and they
won.
won should just tell
Yeah,
you right there
yeah.
that something was going on.
So pretty much the
So,
government admit, yeah, we killed your father. We had
yeah.
your father
And then
killed,
with
right?
JFK, what do they think? They think people are stupid, huh? You
Yeah.
think there's the magic
The
bullet
magic bullet,
and
yeah.
all this other crap. It's like, come on, guys.
Mm-hmm.
RFK, I don't really know that much about that one.
He got
But
shot in the crowd. I think it was a
yeah,
guy they said name was Sirhan, a
okay,
foreign guy. He
yeah,
was shot in the midst of a crowd. But
yeah. I don't know that one as much, but I do know the RFK. I'm sorry, the
JFK
JFK and the MLK. So yeah,
was
hopefully we get a hold of these files.
I believe it's our own government behind. Well, we already know that with MLK.
Yeah.
I believe it's the own government. Why would you think the government want to take out JFK?
Well, there was a lot of things going on, and
Mm-hmm.
JFK wasn't the kind of person to go along with what people were trying to do. And, look no further than LBJ. And so, I think, yes, it's called a conspiracy theory, all this other stuff. But, when you go down that rabbit hole, there was stuff going on, and JFK wasn't trying to do it. So, and
Because
so
he
they
was
they killed him
progressive.
because of that. Yeah.
So you think
I
that
mean, a lot of people think because he didn't want to go to war, and what happened as soon as he died? They went to
with the
war.
war?
So
Do you think that uh, uh, I know like because two I well I have 3 points, but do you think that I don't know because J. Edgar Hoover was behind a lot of
yeah, yeah.
a lot of assassination,
Him,
correct?
the
The
CIA,
CIA, right?
FBI,
So
CIA.
yeah, so you don't think J. Edgar Hoover didn't have nothing to do with
Um,
this?
I don't know. He could have had a hand in it too.
I,
I
I
mean, there was a lot of weird stuff going on during that
I
time.
definitely think he had something to do
Yeah.
with MLK, Malcolm X,
Hmm.
along with because there's a documentary out, along with the CIA, the NYPD, and of course the Nation of Islam (NOI) too. Because there's even a documentary out on that, and even because the rabbit hole goes deep. Even Fred Hampton. You know
Mm.
about Fred Hampton? The movie, the Judas and the Black
Yeah, yeah,
Messiah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so
I know
so
Fred Hampton is.
so yeah, so
Yeah.
uh, with COINTELPRO. So I do believe that Hoover had a lot to do with because they didn't want nobody to rile up the black folk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The go against their, and I'm gonna put this in air quotes, the white man's way of life. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
my thing is, I think don't stop at why stop at MLK, JFK, and RFK. Keep going.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Trump, keep going. Open up the files for many more because I'm sure there are many more things that the government has done and that they covered up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There's many
There's
more.
no doubt. I mean, that
Yes.
was one of Trump's executive orders. A lot of people are getting up in arms about
Mm-hmm.
his executive orders. Just to
Yeah.
switch here, just a bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right now, we see them kind of rounding up a lot of illegal people who are here illegally,
Mm.
and we've seen people going crazy. Did you see Selena Gomez's video?
I've seen a few people crying
Yes, she
on
was crying.
Instagram.
Yeah,
Yeah.
on Instagram, and like that video is going like super viral. A lot of people are like, "Why are you crying?" But at the same time, a lot of people are like, "Yeah, this is what Trump is doing."
I
With all
mean,
his executive orders and stuff like that. What do you think about this whole situation?
I'll be honest, man. I mean, to sound, I don't want to sound crass, but if y'all voted for Trump and Trump, one thing I will say about him,
Hmm.
he may lie a lot, but he's honest in his actions or what he say he's going to do if he can do it. So he didn't he didn't sugarcoat it. He didn't hide anything. He said straight up what he's going to do. I guess, for lack of better words, draining the swamp. So me personally, I really have no sympathy because if you voted,
What if they didn't vote
no,
for
no, they
Trump
didn't
though?
vote it, then I understand. Then my heart goes out to you. But if you voted for Trump and think that certain things wasn't going to affect you or your loved ones, I mean, because there was once
I don't think any of the people who are affected are, you know,
what
Trump
do you mean?
supporters.
Well, of
But
course, of
yeah.
course. But what I'm saying is,
Okay, go ahead.
that's why I said the people who voted for him, it is affect their loved ones, or
Okay.
because there once was in his first term, there was a lady they were foreign, and their husband was here for years and years and years illegally, but he'd been here so long, he didn't have stores and had businesses. Then ICE came and deported her husband, and she was all broken up, and she was like, man, but we've been here for over 30 something years. And he paid taxpayers, and they was saying like, look. He don't got time to weed out this one and that one. They know they coming for everybody, And she said, we thought he's only going to get rid of the bad ones. He said, they don't have time to weed out. Yes, there's bad and there are good, and they are illegal. There are good illegals and there are bad illegals. They don't have time to sift through like wheat who's good and who's bad. You know what I'm saying? No, you all can go and you all can go together.
Mhm.
That's what the Baudelaire is saying. You know what I'm saying? You all go together. But they ain't gonna split up the families. You know what I'm saying? They let them all go together. What do you think about what is it, immunization? Am I saying it right?
What are you talking
With
about?
the birth
Oh, the
when you
birthright
birth rights.
citizenship stuff.
Did I say that wrong?
I don't know what you're
Immunization.
talking about. Yeah.
That's why we
That's too
Black
big.
Summit, because we don't know what the hell we talking about half the time, yo.
No, I mean, like, I think that I don't agree with the people. Well, I think I kind of agree with you can't just be born here, like,
You
because
agree with that? That goes against the Constitution.
but there's a lot of people who come here
Mm-hmm.
just so that they can
Yeah.
have a baby in America and say, oh, he's an American,
Mm-hmm.
you
Mm-hmm.
know. So if they
You
only come
can
here for a
for
week,
that.
I kind of agree with that. And then I agree with the criminals. I mean, we can't have. I mean, most of these people that they're rounding up are like people who have done, crazy things to women, to children, to all of these people. So I don't know. I don't know why people are crying for people who are
Or criminals.
criminals.
I mean, I think
I mean, I know that's crazy to say,
yeah,
but
everybody.
like, if you're a criminal, first of all, if you're here in America and you do a criminal act, you would not be out walking around.
Well, you gotta realize, right?
Go ahead.
If you're here illegal, that's still a criminal act. Regardless if you
Yeah, that
hurt
too.
someone, you're still a criminal, right?
But I mean, like,
But
most
I
of
know
the
you're
people
talking about
that they're
heinous,
rounding up.
heinous acts.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Everyone agrees with heinous acts, right? But I disagree
If
with.
somebody's doing something to women and children,
Of
you
course,
do
of
not
course.
need to be here.
Of course, even if you're an American citizen
So,
and you're doing something to women or children, I think
yeah,
you don't need to be here.
yeah.
Let's just let that be known, right? But I disagree with the birthers right, because you're not in these people's shoes. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? You're not in their shoes. What if you was in a foreign place and you happen to come over here illegally, whatever, and say if you're working, and
Hmm.
I get it, I'm not saying you should stay because you're here illegally, but you and your woman, y'all have a kid.
Hmm.
Everyone wants better for their offspring. Everybody wants better for themselves. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? And at the end of the day, who is legal? I am legal, but everybody here is foreign. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's foreign. You let that
You
be
gonna go
known.
to that one?
Yes, I got to go to that one because I have Native American ancestry,
Okay.
and me being black, and let it be told, a lot of black people were already here.
Hmm.
So who is, if anybody, I am legal. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Of course, you're legal, but
Hmm.
everybody foreign. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? But
Well, here's what I think. I want to be clear because I'm not saying like I'm not saying that people who have been here for years,
mhm.
like I think people who have been here for longer than, you know, really like 20 years, you're a citizen at that point, I
But they
feel
don't
like.
care.
Now people who come here for a week
Hmm.
and try to have a baby, because people do this.
Yeah, they do that.
they should not be allowed to be called American. I'm
I,
sorry.
I
If you just come
disagree.
here for a week and then you
I
leave,
disagree.
you think that if you come
I
here for a
don't.
week
I don't give a
and you
damn
leave,
if
you
you've
should
been
become an
here.
American?
If you've been here for an hour and you came over here just to pick,
Okay.
say they came across and they just coming to work and they going back, and
Mhm.
you've been over here and for whatever reason, say your child is breech. No, no, no. She won't survive if we send her back, right?
Mm.
And then they had to go to a hospital here. I don't give a damn. That child is an American. Now, if you come over here and you go into labor, oh man, her physician's on this side, and they rush her back, then I think that's different. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying? I don't give a damn if I don't care. That's you should be an American because you can't say that because when the Anglo Saxons came over here and took this land, that isn't fair. You see what I'm saying? And in the trailer with a lot of Native Americans, that isn't fair. And you put these people on a reservation,
Let me ask you
that isn't
this.
fair. So how these people who did these heinous acts, how can they depict what is fair and what is
Do
unfair?
you think that if you went to China and you had a baby, you
Hmm.
think they would let you call your baby Chinese?
My baby should be Chinese for as
What?
for not for citizenship. Yes, my child should be Chinese.
No, I
No,
mean
no,
like
no, no.
having citizenship.
Yes, yes. I don't have to have it. Now that's not to say I'm going to stay in China, but my child
See?
should be able to. No, no, no.
Okay,
Because
go ahead.
China is different from here, right?
Okay,
Now
okay,
let's
okay.
say if China was like America and everybody flooding China, then
Okay.
yes, my child should be Chinese, even though they may be black. I don't care if it's Australia.
What
I
about
don't
the
care.
military families who have kids in
See,
different
but see,
places?
that's different. You know why? Because if you're like I'm former military.
Yeah, yeah, that's why I
You will
asked you.
have province or you will have a military, it would be considered American soil. So that child is still American. That's how that works. So that's the
Okay.
argument is irrelevant. That's how that works. Because they have bases in Germany and they have military hospitals. So if you're born in Germany, say your parents military and you happen to be born in Germany, you would still be considered American. Now, and it's different. I think it should be different because of a different. Say they went out and your parents got out the military, right? And they decided to stay in Germany, like you would be considered German. Like Boris Kodjoe, the actor, he's born in Germany. I don't know if his family was military or whatever, but he was considered German. He speaks German. We look at him, we say, yeah, he black. He's black German. Look at Idris Elba. He says, I'm British. I'm British. I'm British, mate.
Well, he.
Yeah, but by way of Africa. He's African. But he's he has the whole bloke and the whole speech and everything, and hail to the Queen, and we play cricket and drink a sport of tea and stuff like that. But he's still considered British. You see what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how I look at it, man. That's how it should be. I know a lot of y'all
I
gonna
don't
disagree.
I don't know. No, I think a lot of people are going to agree with you. I think
Hmm.
that's what a lot of people are saying. And I mean, maybe I have the naive take here.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm like the crazy person, but I'm just like I think if you've lived here for over really like 15 years, you should be left alone, you know? But I think for people who are here for just a short period of time and they don't, plan on coming back to America,
Hmm.
like they shouldn't be allowed to be called an American citizen just because,
You
their
know
kid
who
was born
you
here.
know who that happened to?
Who's that?
That happened to Bruce Lee.
Mm.
The Chinese, of course, right? His dad worked on a show. They were doing touring and things like that.
Hmm.
I guess live performances, and they came to San Francisco, right? His wife was pregnant. They was over, and she ended up going into labor over here. So that's why when he would get into trouble back in China and fighting gangs, I don't know how. I don't know. It's alleged that he fought triads. I don't know. He would get into fights. So
Hmm.
they shipped him over, and he came to San Francisco, shipped him over here. I don't know if they had something set up over here for him to stay and work and finish school. I don't know if it was another family member or something like that. But that's how he was able to come over here because he was born, and they was just over here to do their show, and they wouldn't plan on living in America. They wouldn't, but he was born here. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, like America, no place is 100% the best, right? America has its ups, has its downs, has its faults, but it is a great place to live, to try to rebuild your life and try to better yourself, especially if you're coming from a third world country. So in that sense, I don't blame people for wanting to come here, but I do say do it the right way. That way you don't have to worry about ICE.
Yes, that's the
Try to
key.
come legally. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to come over here the wrong way and get stopped at the border and things like that, because you will get turned around. And with that, I do agree with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I 100% agree with that. People try to come over here legally and things like that. We don't
Come
need
over
all that.
legally.
Yeah, do it the right way. That way, there's
Yeah.
no
And
problems
by
and
the
nothing
way,
like
let me
that.
just make this clear. If somebody came over here illegally,
Hmm.
I mean legally, and had a baby, I think that's fine
Hmm.
to be called an American because you went through the legal
The legal way.
procedure to do that.
But you said if someone's
So
over here like 15, 20 years, they should be considered a citizen, right?
I think
And what if
so.
they had
At that
kids?
point,
Then what?
yeah, I mean at that point, yeah, yeah. I think if their baby, yeah, if they've been here for over 15 years and they had a baby, that's an American.
But then no, but they're also
But if
saying,
they're here for a week, come on now.
even with 15, 30 years, right? And they
I
had
don't agree
kids,
with that.
they say the
I
kids
don't agree
going
with that.
back too. Yeah.
For
See,
people who've been here
I
for 30
disagree with that.
years, you're
Yeah.
an American already. I mean,
Yeah.
at that point, I mean, just by time served,
Yeah. Uh,
like
hey,
you're
I
basically
get it.
an American.
I get it, but I don't give a damn if you've been here 3 minutes and you go into labor
Nah, I don't
and
know.
you
I
end
don't
up
agree with
having the
that.
baby born
I
here.
don't know about that one.
I think you should be an
I
American,
don't know about that one.
because, like I said, the powers that be. I mean, and I get it. You don't want to flood, like I said, as long as they do it legally. But sometimes, man, you can't. Who are you to judge when how things came about here? You know what I'm saying? Who are
Hmm.
you to say who can come when you came and took over a territory yourself? You know what I mean? Now, granted, that, like I said, I'll say again, I don't think people should come over illegally. Come over the right way. You know what I'm saying? Come over the
Hmm.
right way. Now, I will say, if they over here legally and they do have their child, that child is American, right? Now, and I do agree with, okay, if you go send them back, yes, you send the kid back too. But when that kid gets of age, that kid can come back and forth because they're a legal citizen. That child, if they come adult and they say, you know what, I don't want to be in wherever, I want to come over here, and then I'm gonna come over here to work and make better than try to take care of my family and eventually maybe try to get y'all to be legal. Yes, I do agree with that.
What do you think of Trump? Do you think that all these executive orders are bad that he's signing, like some of the stuff that he's putting into law?
Uh, I think that the biggest thing that people with is DEI, which that's
Hmm.
going to be our next one of
Yeah,
our next subject. I guess we can segue into that.
yeah.
With DEI, that I think that hurts a lot. Honestly, they want to put, like, okay, with DEI, they want to make it seem like, for example, right? Let's say this school, this is a government that we work at. This is local government, right? The rigorous paperwork we had to go through in the background check, right? What they're trying to say is you get the job because of DI. That means you ain't qualified. Sometimes, see, that's not the case. DEI is to get the job, to be inclusive. So you just won't only hire only all white people like how it
Hmm.
used to be in the 80s and the
Yeah.
70s. And then you weed out the blacks. And then when the blacks do come in who are overly qualified, well, we need a janitor. You know what I'm saying? And truthfully, these are things that they've been doing. Where black people qualify to work in banks. But no, they would rather have you clean. They keep you to menial, and I guess to go back, I don't know, is that a black job?
So was DEI a good thing overall for America?
Put it like this. If they were being inclusive and doing what they're supposed to do, you wouldn't even need DEI, right?
Mm.
DEI was supposed to be a good thing. But even with DEI, the percentage of black businesses that get government contracts is still very small. How many black CEOs or run corporations? Still very, very, very minute number, very small. How many women? That's why a lot of blacks, especially black women, that's why they grow into entrepreneurship. You know what I'm saying? Which I think is a great thing. I think we should be a lot of entrepreneurs because Instead of like this is the old saying, instead of begging for a seat at their table, let's just create our own table. Because we consume so much. If we start making our own, stop consuming less, that's the only way they're gonna respect you is the money.
So do you think by us not having DEI, basically black people in America are almost going to take a step backwards instead of a step forward?
I think so. I mean, look at how many companies are already rolling back DEI. You got Walmart, Walmart rolling back. Target is rolling back. Now, some people are talking about even McDonald's. They're
Mhm.
talking about not frequenting these businesses because they're not inclusive. To me, to be honest, they probably never wanted to do it in the first place.
Mm.
But because of the George Floyd, with all the stuff going on now, and you got, how can we be more better? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Who's maybe all that was just fluff.
What do you think about the people who say that the quality of things in America because of DEI and some of that woke, let's say woke
Mm-hmm.
because that's the word that people
Use
use
woke.
to identify these things, kind of made America less effective, you know,
Because
by just hiring people based off of their sex or who they whether they're black or
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 LGBT or something like that.
LGBTQ, yeah, like hiring
Or
people
women.
based off of that. What do you say to those people who are like, well, overall
Mm-hmm.
it kind of made our standards fall a little bit?
What do I say to people?
Yeah, what do you say to people who say?
I call bullshit because regardless if it's a man, a woman, LGBTQ,
Mhm.
even though it's DEI, right? You still look at their qualifications. And some companies will hire a black just so they can get government contracts because you got to have a certain amount, right? And I've heard certain companies would do this, right? They'd be like, hey, let's just hire a black woman because we knocked out two birds with one stone. We don't
Mm.
need to, we don't need to have a black man and a black woman. We just get one black woman. She's a woman and she's black, or a black Hispanic and a woman. You know what I mean? So we don't have to include because if you don't, it's going to go back to white male dominance.
Mm.
That's what's going to go back to, and white male dominance is out of touch with everyone else, and you only do things that caters to your base, the other white male dominant, and that's how they perceive America to be. But when you make a land of opportunity and you put it out there, people coming, people coming. If you didn't want that, you could have stayed in Europe and just take over and made a land of opportunity there. Then people would have just, maybe who knows? Maybe people would have flocked to Europe. I don't know. That's here nor there. But when you make a land of opportunity and free market, and people can get a better way of life, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I love America. I love America, and people still, and like I said, it's not perfect, but it's not perfect, but it's not all bad, not all good, because people still coming. Yeah, we still gonna have racism because that is the foundation. I mean, you enslave people to build this country.
Mhm.
That's why I feel like black people, we have a lot of stake in this land. Our forefathers, sometimes I feel we may have a more stake than others, and I'll say it. You can disagree all you want, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot that agree with me. But no, man, this is our land just as much as anybody. That's why I say we are Americans. You can say African American, but I say we are American. I got some African friends from Africa living over here. I look at them as African American. We are American. Europeans don't say we are European American or we Euro American. No, they
Yeah.
say they're American, and they just as foreign as anybody else. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think some of these DEI things that they're trying to roll back. Some of it's destructive to the overall picture, and that's what we're about to talk about right
Mm-hmm.
now.
Yeah.
They're trying to roll back, the DEI and the inclusion inside of the Air Force,
With
and
Tuskegee.
they've taken the story of the Tuskegee Airmen out of the curriculum that they were teaching
Mm-hmm.
some of the soldiers, which low key, I'm kind of connected um, to the Tuskegee story just because my cousin's grandfather on his dad's side,
Mm-hmm.
was a Tuskegee Airman, and
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to them and that
Yeah,
family.
yeah.
But yeah, go ahead.
I'll read something from the BBC.
Hmm.
Uh,
Pause.
Pause. Yeah.
Just kidding.
Well, I have a BBC. Let me see. BBC News.
BBC News. Yeah.
BBC News. I'm gonna read something from the
Yeah.
BBC News to what you say, and this is all about. This is affects DEI. This is
Right.
part of, as you saying, what's going to happen with DEI, right? So the
Right.
U.S. Air Force will still teach about black pilots. So the U.S. Air Force will continue to teach about its first black pilots, known as the Tuskegee Airmen, in its basic training, following a review about what to prohibit under President Donald Trump's ban on diversity, equity, and inclusion, i.e., DEI, programmers programs in the federal government. The U.S. military will also keep materials on women Air Force service pilots. Since he was sworn in last week, Trump has swiftly worked to wipe out DEI programs throughout the government, but his new Defense Secretary, Pete Hegseth, has said removing materials on the Tuskegee Airmen will not stand. A group of around 1,000 black pilots, the airmen flew hundreds of dangerous missions during World War II. And then said over the weekend, the U.S. military officials said immediately steps were taken to remove certain teaching materials in order to ensure compliance with Trump's DEI ban on the military. And some of these materials included footage of the pioneer servicemen and women as part of DEI courses. So the historical videos were interwoven into U.S. Air Force and Space Force curriculum and were not the direct focus of course removal actions. An Air Force official told CBS News and BBC's U.S. News partner. Additional details on curriculum updates will be provided when they're available. So, comments,
Yeah.
concern.
So basically, what happened is they rolled back the DEI program or whatever they called it,
Mm-hmm.
and it took it out. They took out the Tuskegee story, and then after everybody made a big fuss about it on social media, then that's when Pete Hegseth came in and was like, "Oh, we're not going to do that," because there was like an uproar. It was
So
like, "Bro, you cannot take that story
you don't think he would have did
out."
anything if there was no
I
fuss?
don't think they would have.
Mm.
Who knows, right? I'm just speculating, but
Mm-hmm.
like, to me, it took a lot of people online going crazy about that because that was definitely going to be a huge misstep to
Yeah.
do that. To take that out of the curriculum. I mean, you can't really write the history
Mm-hmm.
without putting those guys in there.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I think I don't know what these guys are doing. I think they're moving too fast. It's like y'all just got in there. Y'all barely been in there for a week.
Barely.
Like chill out. It does it
Yeah.
all have to happen right now? I
Mm-hmm.
mean, like with some of this stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, and these like things are just falling through the cracks
Mm-hmm.
because they're so stuck on their agenda. They know exactly what they want to do, and they're coming in and they're doing all these different things, but they're really just making a muck. You know,
Yeah.
so regardless of whether you think it's a good thing that they're rolling back the DEI, it's just like they're just fucking going. It's like, bro,
I don't know, man. I feel like it's like they're just trying to, or is it? Well, this is what I feel, and I don't know if they're trying to do this or not. Like they're trying to erase all of our ancestors' contribution.
mm,
You do realize you wouldn't have America if it wasn't for the black people. You
mhm.
wouldn't even have America. We were the free labor. You know what I'm saying? We were the free labor. I believe that wholeheartedly. You wouldn't even have America. That's why I said a lot of our people are deep rooted, and we own this country just as much as anybody else. We got as much right to this country just as much as anybody else. So I feel like they trying to trying to wipe our contributions from history.
They're trying to take us out.
And the truth be told, even though we got African American history, right? But that's really American history. These are things that they did to benefit everybody for the greater good. That's really American history.
Yeah.
You know, it's so many things that you wouldn't have if it wasn't for black folk. I mean, so many things that people take for granted. Don't you know a black man invented the roller coaster?
Mm.
Just the amusement, a roller coaster. A black man invented that.
Hmm.
You know, but of course, sometimes back then, some of us couldn't get patents on certain things. But yeah, there's a lot of things you wouldn't even have something as simple as Jack Daniel's whiskey if it wasn't for a black man. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, we contribute so much to the very fabric of our society that they seem to trying to thwart, to trying to you know what I'm saying? They're trying to rub it out, but you can't do that. You cannot annihilate what you didn't create.
Mm.
The Most High created us, and we here for a reason because we His people. So you cannot annihilate what you didn't create. No matter how hard you try, we were the first. We're gonna be here. We were here then. We're here then now, and we're gonna be the last. We always gonna be here. We were the first. And it just is what it is. It just is. Accept it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just accept it and get on with your life. Stop worrying about the next man.
Well, I'm glad they're going to reinstate it.
Mm-hmm.
And it should stay. Like, Congress should actually like codify that or something.
Yeah.
Make sure that these guys aren't going to take that kind of stuff out because it's just right now they're just wilding. I feel like with some of these things that they're trying to do.
So
So
I wouldn't be surprised if Trump come out executive order. There's no more Black history. We don't need to know about that stuff. It's DI. I wouldn't be
yeah,
surprised if he comes with that next.
yeah, we're coming up on Black History Month here.
Yeah, and that's
So
coming up real soon.
yeah,
I would not
so
be surprised if
we're
if he
already
did
here
that.
basically.
Pretty
So
much. 'Cause this month
yeah,
is almost over.
yep.
It is
So
almost over, man.
but yeah, hopefully they don't mess with things too much.
Yeah.
Did you watch the inauguration?
Not a lot of it. I watched. I just tuned in a little bit here and there.
Oh, okay.
Did you see Snoop Dogg's performance?
I didn't.
You didn't see
No,
that?
I didn't watch it.
Drake performed too. You didn't see it? You
No,
didn't
he
tune in?
didn't. No, he
Yeah,
didn't.
Drake was there, man.
First of all, he
Drake was
ain't an
there.
American.
Trump don't care.
Canadian.
His wife's ain't American. So what's the difference? His wife's ain't American. So.
They got married, so that's
Oh,
right.
okay. So that's
Yeah. That's how that goes, right?
that's how that
I don't
goes,
know.
huh?
Yeah.
Hey, to be white and,
What
and be wealthy.
What did you think of Snoop Dogg and Nelly performing at the inauguration?
Inauguration. Me personally, I didn't think anything. I see what people are saying because Snoop Dogg came out when he won the first
Yeah, I
time.
saw that.
What coon and this and that. And
Yeah.
hey, now the roosters have come home to the nest. And now he performed, So I wonder what's his whole spin on that. Me personally, hey, if he offering you a bag and Nelly, Soldier Boy and Snoop perform, I'm gonna say go ahead get your money. You know what I'm
Really?
saying?
You gonna take the bag?
I tell them go ahead and get your, because they perform. I mean, whether they support him or not, I mean, I don't know. That's
Okay.
that's their decision if they did or not.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But if they doing it and they ain't getting paid, then I'd be like, why are you doing it? What
Yeah.
what are you getting out of it? You know what I'm saying? But my thing is, I wonder why he wanted them.
Yeah.
Why them?
Well, I'm sure he tried to get a lot of people, and a lot of people
Yeah.
probably turned him down. I mean,
But
I saw Carrie Underwood did America the Beautiful, but yeah, I mean, like, I don't think he can just get anybody he
But
wants.
I mean, he got people like Kid Rock, and I'm sure there's some people like
yeah, there's a couple
there's
people.
a lot of people who support him now.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people. I'm sure he can get. I wonder why them though. He could have got Kanye. Gotta get your boy. But I wonder why what is it about? I'm surprised.
So what do you think?
Trump even know who Soldier Boy is. I know he would know who Snoop Dogg is,
Oh, okay.
and I guess Nelly.
He had Soldier Boy there.
I heard Soldier
Oh,
Boy
okay.
was in the
I just
mix,
heard
too.
about Nelly and Snoop. I didn't hear about Soldier Boy.
Let me
No, you're
correct.
probably right.
I don't want to be wrong.
You could be
Let me
right.
see.
But yeah, I thought it was interesting. I didn't expect Snoop to be the one to go out and do that performance, but or Nelly. And Nelly seemed like he was like, "Yo, I don't care what anybody thinks about me." So he was like standing on business low key. I was like, "Oh, okay." But yeah, I mean, like, to me it was just it got back to how the rappers used to be. All the rappers used to love Donald Trump before he
Mm-hmm.
ran for president. And not only that, a lot of like black people like Oprah and all those guys, they were right there with Trump before he ran for president. And when he ran for president, it was like, I mean, you saw the video of Snoop.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, he really felt that way, that hard, back in 2016.
Yeah, he did perform.
My thing is, what has
Soldier Boy did
changed?
perform.
Okay, Soldier Boy has.
I think what
What
I think
changed?
what
What
changes.
changed? Why are these guys now?
I
Why is Snoop
right,
now?
right. I know what you're saying because a
So
lot of rappers idolize. They would put Trump in their lyrics, and I remember I
yeah.
used to watch Run's House
Hmm.
with Russell Simmons because they was real cool. And I remember it was an episode he was reading Trump's book, The Art of the Deal, and
Hmm.
from Rick Ross to he would be at Diddy parties sometime and
Hmm.
stuff like that. But yeah, you're right. I think because at one time they said Trump was because he gave money to Clinton's campaign. He was Democratic.
Hmm.
He was Democratic.
Yeah, I
You
remember
know,
that.
he was Democratic, and I think at that time when he was I guess conjugating with the locals or with the natives, I guess they didn't really know his stance on things. You know what
Mm.
I mean? But I guess now that he comes out and run on the Republican, now they see what he's really like, the type of person he really is. You know how he really feels about
Yeah.
things and how he really feels about people and whatnot. So yeah, I think now you get to really see who the person is, and that's why I just can't. Some people crying, like you said, the ones I get the sympathy for the ones who didn't vote, but the ones who did vote and they feel in a way, I'm like, if a person tell you who they are, believe them. I
Yeah.
mean, he stands on that, and in that sense, he's honest. He says, "Look, this is what I'm gonna do." And by God, that's what he's doing. What y'all thought it wasn't gonna affect you. You know what I'm
Yeah, yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So yeah. I mean, when you was saying that, I saw a video with a Hispanic woman. Trump was like God and this and that and the third stuff. I was like, man, keep that same energy. Go ahead and bow before your master. You know what I'm saying? Do you think it's a cult?
Trump?
The with his mag and his followers. You think it's a cult?
I think it's cult like.
It's very
There's
cultic.
definitely
It's
cult
very
like.
cultic.
Like Trump always says, he can go, basically unalive somebody in the
Yep.
street and the people would still
Yep.
be with
Yep.
him.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
So
Yep. Did you
yeah.
see that one video when he was pardoning about 1,500 people? The one lady, she's about in her 70s,
Hmm.
and she refused to pardon. Did you see
Oh,
that? You
okay.
heard about that?
Uh-uh.
Is a white. She was a heavy mega, and she refused it because she said no, because that makes it like it's all for nothing. She said
Mm,
because we broke the law, and then
mm,
she actually got a chance to step back and really see what it was. She said when I was so engulfed in it, she's like they would say, from the oath keeping, the Proud Boys, well, we only listen to Trump and nobody else. And she said, I realized that we couldn't listen to other opinions and we only going based off conspiracy theories and these
mm,
so-called elitists, right? And she said, when I stepped back and really realized what it was, she came out, she said, yeah, it's a cult. It is a
mm,
cult, and a lot of stuff is not based in truth and what they're saying. A lot of stuff is not fact. We basically just going off of him. And she said they're pretty much trying to uphold the supremacy of elitist status and
mm.
and
So she
whatnot.
turned.
She turned.
She turned against
Her
MAGA.
eyes actually opened, I guess.
Yeah.
Her eyes actually. Did you
Interesting.
see the guys? They marched on the this elitist group that
Mm-mm.
marched. Did you see about that? And their face was all covered.
Mm-mm.
They went to, I guess there was was it Washington? You didn't hear about that? That
Mm-mm.
happened? Yeah, their
I heard
face was
about
all
something
covered.
in Charleston, West Virginia, but that's about it.
I think it was Washington. A group had marched,
Yeah.
and they were out before. I think they were the same guys with the tiki torches, if I'm not
Oh,
mistaken.
okay. Those
But
people.
their faces all covered. I'm like, dude, if you
Show
feel the way,
yourself.
show your face, stand on it. Look, y'all
Yeah.
can
Stand
see
on
us. I
business.
said what I said, and my face isn't hidden. You see me. If you feel that that's how you feel, show your face, show yourself. And some people
That's
say
right.
they won't do it because they are your firemen, your policemen,
Mm,
your doctors, your lawyers,
mm,
your bankers, your grocers, even maybe your jewelers, or
mm.
whatever they do. I don't know if they do manual, your electricians, some of that. And I'm pretty sure that's who they are. That's
Yeah.
who they are. You know what I'm saying? Nope.
Show yourself.
No, people want to be racist, but nobody want to be labeled a racist. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You don't want to be labeled. You want to be racist, but you don't want to be labeled a racist. Everybody has prejudice, no matter what race. Everybody has prejudice. We all have prejudices, and some prejudices, it's okay. As long as it don't get out of hand, you don't threaten nobody else until you learn about someone else. But nobody wants to be labeled a racist.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wants to be labeled a racist. Racism is bad for business nowadays, I guess.
That's
Social
true.
media. Yeah, man.
Did you already give up on your New Year's resolutions?
I never had none. I never make
Oh,
none.
okay. Oh, you never make resolutions?
No, I always go to the gym.
Okay.
I always been going to the gym.
You didn't make any resolutions.
Nope. Did you make some?
I always make at least one or two.
What, lose weight?
And no, I stopped doing that one after a while. After failing so many times, it's like,
I
all
don't
right.
know. Look
it
like
is
you
what
know.
it is.
You've been losing weight though, have you? I can tell. Be honest.
A little bit.
You have.
A little bit.
You have. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah,
Yeah.
I kind of fluctuate. I
You
go up
fluctuate.
and down. So
It's the Bears.
it is what it is.
You lay off that whiskey.
Yeah. But no, I always make resolutions. Like this year, I know I have to get myself together because I don't know if I'm going to be in the state for too
really?
much longer.
Dang, dude.
And
so was you just gonna walk out on the black
and
summer?
then I got to film. We're going to be doing it remotely.
Oh
We're
man.
going to have to fly you out.
Damn,
kidding.
this dude gonna bail on Black Summit, man. This guy here.
Nah, we're going to keep it going. We're going to keep it going.
Man.
But,
I honestly, my resolution every year is to prosper, whatever that looks like. Hopefully, financially, health wise, helping others. That's the resolution every year, to prosper, man.
there you go.
That's my.
Don't give up on it yet.
I never.
This
give
is
up.
when people,
I'm still trying.
once February hits, people are like, F it. That's it.
Man.
Yeah.
And you guys stay tuned. We're gonna have some
Yeah, we got some
definitely
guests coming up.
some guests coming up and some new things with the podcast.
Yeah.
And we got some new media things coming up in the works too. I think you guys will enjoy
Yeah.
to help brighten everyone's day. Because like I said, laughter is the best medicine. So we definitely gonna have some things coming up for you guys. That I think that you guys will enjoy. So just stay tuned. We'll be announcing it as production go underway. Some stuff from with Ivy League Films. And
there you go.
What is your?
I don't know.
You don't have a production? I thought you had.
No.
No. Okay. All right. You. I guess you want to be secretive. That's how you do. That's how you do, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
Once again, this is the Black Summit. I'm Brooks.
And I'm Hendrix.
And we out.
All right. Peace.
Peace.